forwarded the inquiry file to the DPP. Your Honor, the DPP, having perused the entire file and the evidence there, has now directed that the matter be placed before a magistrate having competent jurisdiction for the matter to be disposed of by way of a public inquest. He has further directed that the first to seventh respondents, the first to seventh respondent to be treated as witnesses in the intended inquest proceedings. Your Honor, having gotten those directions, we now pray that the miscellaneous file before you be closed.
Want to also be treated as witnesses?
Witnesses in the inquest proceedings. We now pray that the file before you be closed, Your Honor.
We shall not be objecting, the record that is a position taken. They shall be available as witnesses as and when required.
I also concur with London Council, and I'm here with Mr. Faraday, but who has gone to the next ticket, matter. Here for the 7th and the 3rd. Together with Mr. Napolo and my learned friend. Then I want to concur and also maybe thank you for the humanness that you showed when we were here last week. I'm sure that the young people listened. I'm also happy that the IO has rushed through this. It's not hopeful, not that just in practice. We have sat in the court and everything has rushed through, and we finished it in the same day. Learned prosecutor has been very cooperative. Your Honor, I thank this court. I heard what my learned friend was saying. But having said that, Your Honor, the only thing I can say from my experience of these years is that sometimes when there's been an offense committed, it's not good to howl everybody that you find in that premises, because injustice to one is injustice to everyone. So that to that extent, I'm only saying that the investigating officers should be able to understand that, especially these students, that we are also creating more psychological problems when we lock them up. And that is what you were saying last week, that we have a lot of problems in this country where children are psychologically affected. So locking them again, if only the police officers can consider the fact that these were university students, they didn't drop from anywhere. There must be a chain into their admission, so they were not going to escape to thin air. But this is for the next day. But all said and done, Nona, we do appreciate that there's again going to be an issue about psychological help for them, and I'm sure many parents are listening here, so that we don't leave them at that, even with the experience they have had in the cells. But all in all, I'm grateful that I was in your court. Thank you so much, Your Honor, and thank you for everyone who has been here, the press as well, so that you can be able to clean up your records, because these children, we don't want them to carry.
When you're still on your feet,
Yes.
and now because you prompted that, and we appreciate it, we are not an incident, saying that we are not saying that they are guilty, but they are the right place, in the right place at the right time. Now, can we say that it is all to the law enforcement agencies that were wrong? Did this law enforcement agency just pop into that house because they were all asleep and they're to blame? Could it be that they can sue the law enforcement agency? Like they tell them to protect that.
I was going to say that, yes, being at the wrong place, wrong time, and wrong company, I would be asking these young people to be each one's keeper. So that the extent that if they could notice that someone is completely drunk, and I'm not saying they were, but it's good to
But
be
they
each,
were. That's what we agreed.
but maybe
Even on Monday,
yes,
you see, when you look at them today and when you look at them on Monday, they were all drunk.
it is true, they look much better.
Today they look well groomed. That day they were just looking like, you know. You see, today they can even comprehend where they are. I don't think you realize where you are on Monday.
I agree.
They did not know where they were.
Yeah, so
Today some of them have, I think, anyway.
yeah, exactly.
I believe even if your lecturers are here today, you could be admitted. But on Monday, none of you would have gotten into class. Not even at the gate, leave alone the classroom.
So I was going to say that it's not only the time you are sitting there doing that you are friends. It is even after that you become each other's keeper. So that friendship can be friendship.
Okay, well, all of you
Of many.
because
Of many.
when we were raised up, when our parents were talking to us, I don't think we were seated, because if you are seated, the next thing you had is a rungu hitting your head. For those who were raised during our time. Yeah, you don't sit when an elder is talking to you. It should be old school thinking, but there's a lot of mentorship to be done to the 7-year-old.
But I wanted to say something also about number 7. Number 7 was actually visited. He was not even with them, they don't know each other. That is why I was mentioning this very humbly.
Who was she visiting?
She was visiting her boyfriend, the brother of Jamie. So to that extent that I really
Council,
yeah.
you open up a Pandora box.
Yes.
When you are asked
For internet, that generally speaking, when you find people in a flat and an incident that happened, it is good that the police take time to find out who was there, for what reason.
you can wind up.
Yes, I've wind up.
Can I take time now?
Yes, I want to wind up and say that thank you so much for even giving me that time to address.
Very good.
Very good, but I became a better person. I was expelled in class 6.
To them.
I was expelled
Maybe
in class
stand here
6.
and speak them to them.
In class 6 in Nairobi Primary. After that, I went to Nairobi South. I was expelled in Jamhuri, first week, first month. I was in class for 4 days only and I was expelled. I went to Highway Secondary School, I was expelled. From Highway, I went to Friends School, Kamsinga, I was expelled. From there, I went to Kabarak, I was expelled. So, I had to reach a point where I had to realize what I'm doing probably is not the right thing. Because the route I was taking me down the drain. Though in all these instances, I was the best in class in all these things. But then, you trouble your parents. You give them ulcers. You give them anguish. They wake up in the morning, they are working so hard for you. But then, they get surprised because I am so certain that when the parents wake up in the morning and they're waking up at 4 a.m. that you are being arrested, they know you're in class, they know you're in college, but then they wake up in the morning, you're in the cells. Imagine the trauma that goes through. Imagine the tension, imagine the pain they feel. Yet they have trusted you. That is why you can be given apartments to stay. That is why you can go and stay at home and send. For us, we were being beaten, we were staying in the hostel. And the food was bad, we couldn't cook for ourselves. Give that a consideration. And not only that, but also for yourself, because this is the time that you're molding yourself. All that time you're in high school, secondary school, probably you had that, gap for mischief. It was available for you. Here onwards, you're in campus. Where is that gap? You don't want your name to appear in social media because the next time it appears in social media, you go to your next employer and he Googles and sees that your picture is there. What
Even
happened?
for visas.
Yes.
Even visas. I think you put yourself in a very, very unfortunate situation. Because right now, even for the visas, it's just Google the name, either you get it or you not.
It becomes a problem. So anything you do now, in this age of technology and everything, please be careful. I'm not going to tell you work hard or not. You know that you're supposed to. I'm not going to tell you to read. You know you're supposed to. Just for your own good.
Yes, he's here.
You're done, the postmortem is done?
Yeah.
Yes,
Because of that?
we fallen from the impact when she fallen from.
And you also had asked for the CCTV. Did you take the forensic?
Yeah.
And what is the CCTV?
The
Because you want
CCTV,
to-
we received officers from this line headquarters who retrieved the CCTV and they extracted, after viewing, captured the movement of the deceased and the first respondents as they were leaving from the house of second respondent, which is in 12th floor. As they reach to the 11th floor, there is a grill which you cannot exit to block B. So they tried to jump whereby he could be able to enter to the balcony of the first respondent. So when after the E1 jumped, the deceased followed as per the CCTV footage. So that was the last moment.
So what do you want the magistrate to do?
So after we compile all, we forwarded to the ODPP. After they review and peruse the file, that's when they have given us their decision.
That is so clear. What do you want the magistrate to hear?
Toxicology, we forwarded we took some samples of blood from the deceased during the postmortem, which was forwarded for the toxicology for analysis, which establishes that the deceased, she has consumed alcohol.
Are the parents of the deceased involved to do? Are they the relative of the deceased?
Parents of the victim?
Or any relative?
Wazazi wa marehemu wako hapa.
Prosecution, if you, that is what is coming from your end, what do you want an interest for?
Just procedurally to close the file.
Just make your decision, because if that is what was there, and all of them were drunk, that I can now say that you are all drunk. If there's any of you who are not drunk, can you tell me that you are not drunk or not? Because I think it will be this court that you will, who was not drunk, to raise their hand. It is true you're all drunk. And now even for the late, you were equally drunk. So have you died since last week because you've not taken liquor? So is it doable that you can stay without liquor?
Yeah.
And you pay the money you come back? Whose money were you people drinking? Whose money were you people drinking? Any of you employed? So whose money were you drinking? Gitonga, whose money were you drinking? Hmm? Huyu ni Sonko. Gitonga's parents here. Talk to your daddy, talk to your father. Look at him, talk to him. Because I believe he's not slept for the last 1 week.
Express my condolences to the deceased and my dad. I'd like to apologize for my behavior. I refuse to do better going forward.
let me send my condolences to their bereaved parents. It's very unfortunate for what has happened. For me, it has touched me a lot.
Sitaka umwongeleshe mtoto. Kama mngekuwa wawili kwa nyumba.
For me, that incident has touched me a lot. Personally, to you, Kariuki, and even the rest of your friends, I think you have given us a very hard time for that feat. For me personally, it has affected me psychologically. I wouldn't have thought you, Kariuki, could have brought me up to this level. But all in all, I believe for those days, maybe it may be your turning point. And I wouldn't expect you, like us, we are toiling, looking for money from all over. And you guys, when you come around, you started making that money, even without thinking about it. I think it should be a lesson for you. We expect you to be changed people from now henceforth. What you are doing, actually you are making your own life. So your future you are preparing. And I think you have to take it seriously. That's all I can say.